Live One Co community career enthusiasts. You're here because you're looking to secure a new job or career that puts you in the field or line of work you desire with a comparable salary to help elevate your pockets, family, status, and overall lifestyle. In order to do that, you have to ace the interview, and we're going to help you do just that. So stick around and take note. Leave no interview tip unturned because we've got you covered. Interview tip number 1, match those words. That's right. To even get your resume and application in the hands of a recruiter, you have to be meticulous in matching the words in your application to the description of the job in which you are applying. At least 60 to 80% of the words and phrases listed in the job description need to also be crafted in your resume. Why is that, you might ask? Because talent acquisition teams, especially in large organizations, now fall into the category of HR operations. In an operation, you are in the business of mass producing to achieve company metrics. You bet, most HR teams have hiring metrics. The job market for retaining top talent is competitive, and talent acquisition teams across the job market are competing to bring you into their organization. And to achieve their hiring metrics, recruiters are trimming the fat when it comes to reviewing resumes. They are cutting their time in half by depending on software systems known as applicant tracking systems, or ATS, to do the tedious work for them of scanning your resume for matching words. ATS software helps employers manage the recruitment and application process by collecting and organizing resumes and more. These systems use algorithms to analyze resumes, extract relevant information, and match candidates to job requirements based on keywords and other criteria specified by the employer. Resumes and applications that match the position's description by at least 60 to 80% are being selected in the initial pick of candidates for recruiter screenings. If you're not taking the time to curate your resume for the positions in which you apply, you can 99% bet that your resume will not get picked up in the algorithm, and as a result, you will not be getting that initial phone call for a recruiter screening. So if you want a company to select your resume from the jump, you must update your resume to match the words in the position's description. Let me simplify this for those that can't hear me in the back. Match those words. Interview tip number 2, bring out the receipts. When prepping for your interview, gather all receipts. Receipts pertain to your documented career track record. What were your outcomes? What have you delivered for previous organizations that were successful results? Sharing this documented information is a plus when it comes to selling yourself to an interview panel or having a one-on-one meeting about the opportunity with the hiring manager. Companies and organizations are in the business of fact-checking and no longer trusting fake news.
100%.
Get your career portfolio together with a listed table of your outcomes, your certificates, company awards, previous evaluations, if they're really good ones, and anything else that can speak to your career's body of work. This will show the company in which you desire to work for that you are a consistent performer and you have a track record to back it. In your career portfolio, outline the high impact work you've done, the impact on the organization, the value it brought to the business, cost saving benefits, increased company market share, and any associated work accolades. People that secure these high-paying positions go to every interview with their career receipts. They always make it to the selected top 3 pool of candidates and leave organizations impressed about what they can do for the company if hired. If you have not been keeping a career portfolio, it's time for you to think about what you have done in your career. What huge projects did you deliver on? What was your influence to drive business? What are the associated metrics? Did you increase revenue by 30%? Did you save a company's procurement 15% on a renegotiated vendor contract? Did you bring in new high-value clients to the company? Did you transition the company's operation to 60% lean? Did you outsource a business function that saves the company a significant amount of time to focus on more value-added work? Did you successfully implement change management to 1,000+ workforce for human capital management, accounting, and business services? Think about what you've done, how it connected to your previous or current employer's mission and vision, when you did it, and the overall positive effect. And make sure you do this in the format of a running template so you can keep adding more career successes and wins over time. Remember, you want your portfolio to grow and grow. The initial gathering of your career receipts can feel quite tedious at first. It may take a little bit of your time, but once you set your tracking template up, you'll be rocking and rolling. If you're having trouble figuring out where to start, dig out all your past evaluations, leadership acknowledgments, client thank you emails, work achievement certificates, and detailed or outlined incentive and bonus pay documents to start retrieving and composing your list to build your career portfolio. For those that are seeking a job for the first time, the first thing to remember is you already have one, even if you don't realize it. Even if you've never had a paid job, the place to start is to identify what will be in your portfolio. While your portfolio can include outcomes from your traditional paid jobs, don't limit it to that. Think bigger. Your portfolio is created by you, rather than determined for you by someone else. It reflects your professional identity and potential. It includes your unique combination of skills, experiences, and talents that can be mixed, matched, and blended in different ways. Your portfolio should also include experiences and capabilities that are customarily left off your resume, yet profoundly make you, you. For career portfolio design ideas, check out canva.com. You can also find professional portfolio templates on create.microsoft.com. Remember to always keep a running list of your career accomplishments in an Excel spreadsheet or in a Word document that can be easily converted into a PDF or added to a career portfolio PowerPoint presentation. Interview tip number 3. Tell me about a time. Interview practice. You may be wondering what questions the interviewer or hiring manager are going to ask you during the interview. Well, you can easily deduce this to a few icebreaker questions to kickstart the interview. Expect warm-up questions about who you are, your education, background, why you're interested in the opportunity, and general soft and hard skill questions. Answering those icebreaker questions typically is the easiest part about the interview because those responses come naturally to you. Just be sure you draw the connection to the opportunity when explaining and keep things crisp. However, those that continually land in the top 3 pool of candidates use the tell me about a time strategy when prepping and practicing for a major interview. They know that using this technique to practice is top tier for securing a high 5-figure or 6-figure paying job. So, what exactly is Tell Me About a Time interview practice? Tell Me About a Time interview practice is a technique of transforming the outlined job descriptions, responsibilities, and qualifications in the position's posting into strategic-based interview questions to shift your mindset and digging into the core expectations of the role to ace any and every question that will be asked in the interview. Interviewers select and form interview questions directly in relation to the position itself. They don't have time for the fluff. They want to make sure they get to the heart of the position's expectations and requirements within the 45 to 60-minute interview window of time with you. So they align their essential questions, typically 8 to 10, to focus directly on what you'll be doing and the role. And they do this by extracting and forming questions from the position's description, responsibilities, and qualifications. Therefore, you need to be prepared by using the job's posting's description, responsibilities, and qualifications as a baseline for creating your practice interview questions. And you do this by beginning each question with, "Tell me about a time." It's quite easy to do. Just watch. Interview tip number 4, use STAR format. In every interview, especially for high salary and high position jobs like in business administration, banking, consulting, corporate, government, HR, insurance, public relations, and sales, you need to answer all behavioral questions using the 4-point strategy known as the STAR format. Using the STAR format is the best way to answer all behavioral interview style questions. When following the formula, your responses indicate to the interview panel not only your understanding and ability to perform the duties of the role, but also is descriptive in revealing your past work behaviors, communication and leadership style, knowledge and strategic capabilities from your current or former roles, and how your experience will translate to the one in which you're interviewing for. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Get the 4-point interview answer strategy embedded in your head. Live and breathe it. It's not going anywhere. This method is the industry standard in interviewing for well-paying and top jobs. If you want to get serious about your career and your future salary, you must learn and adapt the process to your interview style. Get in the habit of practicing structuring your interview responses in STAR format: situation, task, action, and result. When structuring your response, you'll set the scene by providing the situation. You will explain the background or context of the situation you were in. Then describe the specific task or goal you were assigned. Next, you will detail the actions you took to address the task, including your approach and the steps you followed. And finally, you will share the results by sharing the outcomes of your actions, highlighting the impact and what you achieved. Using the STAR format helps structure your response in a clear and concise manner, making it easy for the interviewer to understand your experience and accomplishments. Now, let's practice using the STAR format on one of the interview practice questions we came up with for Salesforce's recent Deal Desk Senior Analyst Manager position posting we used back in interview tip number 3.
Let's go! Let's go!
Tell me about a time you applied critical thinking skills and analytical rigor to identify variable risk and opportunities within a deal. How did you influence the deal with your recommendations as variable changes? What was the result? Take note that the following interview response is a response you would give for a 6-figure salary role like Salesforce's Deal Desk role, which starting salary ranges from $97,000 to $166,000. Now, let's jump into the interview questions response you'd give using STAR. Situation. In my previous role as a financial analyst at Infinity Levels Corporation, I was tasked with evaluating potential mergers and acquisitions. One particular deal involved the acquisition of a technology firm, and I was responsible for assessing the variable risk and opportunities associated with the transaction. Task. The deal was complex, involving multiple variables such as market trends, regulatory changes, and the target company's financial health. My task was to conduct a thorough analysis and provide actionable insights to the decision makers. Action. To address this task, I began by conducting a comprehensive risk analysis. I collaborated with cross-functional teams, including legal, finance, and operations, to gather relevant data and insights. I identified key variables that could impact the deal, such as potential changes in the regulatory environment and shifts in the technology market. I then applied critical thinking skills to develop various scenarios, considering both best and worst case situations. Utilizing analytical rigor, I created financial models to assess the impact of these variables on the deal's overall value. As the variables changed, I continuously updated the models to provide real-time insights to the stakeholders. Recognizing the need for effective communication, I presented my findings to the executive team, clearly articulating the potential risk and opportunities associated with each variable. I made specific recommendations on how to mitigate risk and capitalize on opportunities, providing a roadmap for navigating the uncertainties. Result. As a result of my analysis and recommendations, the executive team was better equipped to make informed decisions throughout the negotiation process. The deal structure was adjusted based on the identified risk and opportunities, leading to a more favorable outcome for our company. The successful acquisition not only strengthened our position in the market, but also showcased the importance of applying critical thinking and analytical rigor to deal evaluation. Hopefully this example helps set the stage for you and how to use the STAR format for responding to the interviewer's questions. Remember to rinse and repeat this strategy in every interview. If you find yourself deviating from the method during your interview, try to circle back and finish your response to the posed question, ensuring you've covered all STAR format 4-point basis. Interview tip number 5, record yourself. You know you love to hear yourself talk, but more than ever, when it comes to prepping for an interview, record your self-practice interview. Do you like how you sound answering those tell me about a time questions? Are you using the STAR format in every response? Are you memorizing your lines? That's what it's all about, sounding professional and knowing your lines. Record yourself rehearsing your interview questions and responses so you can store them in your memory bank and make word associations for potential interview questions that will be asked. You cannot show up to an interview and not know your lines. You are front and center stage in an interview. The spotlight is on you. You are the star of the show and the interview panel is your audience. Just like a Broadway play, you have to show up, not only dressed up for the part, but you have to know your lines. You must be performative to get that standing ovation. Do you think Denzel Washington, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or Jennifer Lawrence show up to a movie set unprepared, not knowing their lines, and wasting the producer and director's time and money? I think not. Same goes for you. Don't show up to an interview not knowing your lines. Preparation is key. Companies hate it when you waste their time and will put you on their never hire list. Yes, those never hire lists do exist in HR recruiter systems. And I am sure you don't want to embarrass yourself and ruin other future potential opportunities with an organization if you're not initially hired for a certain position the first go around. Do like those that secure high-paying jobs. Record yourself practicing for your interview to get all the kinks out, to know what you're going to say in the interview and how you're going to say it. Keep your recorder on replay until interview time. You've got this. We're at the end. Let me know in the comments if you plan to use one or all 5 interview tips, and come back and let us know when you secure that 6-figure job or are able to elevate your career even more. If you found value in this video, hit the subscribe button and check out our other career videos to help you accelerate in your career. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss a video where we live, learn, and create.